Hey guys, Gosei here. Welcome back to another review. This time I'm going to be reviewing the DX Ankokuken Kurayami and Caliber driver with the Jakun Dragon Wonder Ride book. Now you're probably wondering why am I reviewing this item when I said in my last review I was going to be reviewing Sayu Journey. Well, the thing is that I was going to originally do that video, but if you guys haven't watched my last upload, I did get the deluxe set with Jowo Dragon. Now, while I am going to save Jowo Dragon for a later video, I did want to go ahead and just review the official set first, because going in chronological order here, this set was released directly right after Storm Eagle's original release date. So, yeah. I did say in Storm Eagle's review that I wasn't planning on picking up any more Saber stuff at the moment, except for probably Slash's stuff and the Caliber gear. And since Caliber did get this set, as well as Jowo Dragon released, I figured why not go ahead and go back and just film this section and save Jowo Dragon for later. So, unlike my Saber Mega review, this time around I'm going to be taking things a little bit more slowly, but hopefully not delay the time lapse and make it 30 minutes long like the last videos. Anyway, so with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at the Wonder Ride book first. So here we have the Jakun Dragon Wonder Ride book, cast in a very beautiful and nice purple plastic throughout, as you can see here. Taking a closer look at Jakun Dragon here, as you can see, very nice, dark, muted color scheme and tones next to Brave Dragon here, because as you can tell, this one's supposed to be an evil version of this one. So yeah, as you can see, comparing the two, there's not really that much differences except for probably color tones and the heads being different, and of course the names Jakun and Brave being while in the same text, completely different, as well as the blue and purples and oranges aside from the green and reds. So yeah, now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and just open it up. As you can see right here, we just got an armored dragon right here with the cladded head and the spiraling flame breath. Very nice detailing there. Summarizing code here. And of course, taking a look at Brave Dragon, taking a look at the both of them side by side. Really nice detailing there, really nice contrast, except this one's a lot more dark in tone with a lot more dark color right there. Just overall really nice feel to it. Alright, so now we can get down to the sound sound. We got all that out of the way, so let's go ahead and just hit the button. Very Dark Rider inspired right there. Really do love that little synopsis for the overall just story. Now, before we continue on and go with the Ankokuken, this does have some functionality in the Seikon sword driver, so let's go ahead and bring that in. As you can see, when in compatibility with the Seikon sword driver, it doesn't really give any form of description at all for any of the other books that aren't related to these certain elements on the emblems. If you do this with the lightning emblem, if you do this with the water emblem, if you do this with the fire emblem, you'll still get the same phrase there. Same thing can be said for Sarutobi Ninja Den, Kotoba-san Kyodai, and Genbu Shinwa. So, yeah. Nothing really much else to write home about. I mean, you can technically scan it for the Hisatsugiri. But yeah, other than that though, there's really not much functionality out of it aside from that noise. So yeah, let's just go ahead and talk about the Ankokuken. So here we have the Ankokuken Kurayami, and as you can tell, it is a horrible thing to balance. Moving on. But yeah, as you can tell here, very nice detailing there, really nice purple right there, with the nice golden trigger, and a very nice bottom here representing a stamp, because this is technically a stamping blade here. Getting a closer look here at the handle guard here, very nice crest representing caliber quite well with the metallic red paint, as well as the gunmetal gray, alongside the purple dark pieces right here and there. As you can see, the detailing is very nice, and it even goes on to the back here with the extra detailing here. It's not in the gunmetal gray, but it is still there with the screws and everything. Speaker right there, battery compartment right there. The on-off switch right there. We'll turn this on in just a minute. But as you can see, the gunmetal gray also does carry on to the top here with the reader for the marker. Very familiar little marker there for the when you ride books and everything else in the lineup. And of course, this very nice detailing from on the clear plastic bit here, representing the language on the inside of the Ankokuken. And overall, just a really nice blade here in a nice rubbery plastic, because you can hurt people with this the more you use it. And of course, it's very nice and rigid in a very nice gold plastic. Now, comparing the Ankokuken Kurayami to the Seikan sword driver, as you can see, the two swords. Okay, you can at all see that. Okay, so comparing it to the two swords, they're roughly the same in height, although the Ankokuken Kurayami is a few inches taller because of the bottom portion here, and it's not as heavy as the Seikan sword driver. So yeah, putting them up like this, as you can see, the Ankokuken Kurayami is just a few inches taller, only by like an inch, because of the golden tip right there. But yeah, another thing though that was a huge surprise was the fact that this thing is extremely light, because it's very light in the hand, while the Seikan sword driver has a lot of heft to it, because it's housing not only all of the electronics, but also all the functionalities of the Seikan sword, and as well as the emblems, while the Ankokuken Kurayami here only has the reading functionality and the stamping functionality, as well as just the trigger, and it just doesn't have that much plastic protruding out of it, unlike the Seikan sword driver here. So yeah. Also, I know that it's pretty much known knowledge here, but I know somebody's probably going to point out in the comments saying you didn't include this specific functionality or reason in the video. But yeah, you cannot fit the Ankokuken Kurayami in the Seikan sword driver. This is about as far as you'll go inside of it without breaking it. It does have the same track system as the Seikan sword driver, but that's because you're supposed to use the belt clips with this specific roleplay item. So that's why that's there alongside the Furoseki and Hayate. But yeah, overall though, moving the Seikan sword driver parts out of the way, overall just a really nice overall just feel and design for the Kurayami. Now that we got all that out of the way, let's go ahead and use the on-off switch here and turn it on. Nice bright purple lights and a very evil voice if you forgot who it was. Now, when pulling the trigger, you get the standard sound. You can rapid fire that if you like. And of course, the stamping feature right here, you get the same sound when you do that. So yeah, there's really nothing much else to write home about in terms of functionality when you turn this thing on by itself. There are more functionalities to it, but I want to save that until after we've done the standard Henshin's and such. So let's just go ahead and talk about the Kurayami, not the Kurayami, the Caliber belt buckle, and then continue onward. So here we have the Caliber belt buckle, and as you can tell, this is just your standard belt piece with the straps that aren't click-clack connected to like the other drivers. Much like the sort of logo belt buckle and the Ames Shot Riser belt buckle, as well as the Metsubo Jinrai belt buckle, and yeah, just basically belt buckles that have functionality of both roleplay items and also count as drivers. But since this is technically not a driver, it's just a belt buckle. I don't mind this too much because it serves its functionality from using the Wonder Ride books and such. But getting a closer look here, as you can tell, there's a lot of really nice detailing in the black plastic here. Very nice molding detailing there. These giant screws here are painted in a nice silver. And of course right here we also do have some purple bits right here, as well as the switch here that's supposed to engage the second button here for the synopsis, and of course this middle switch here, which is supposed to activate the Henshin pages, as well as this little purple button, and this purple button is actually supposed to hit that switch when it comes to the middle Wonder Ride book, to the Wonder Ride books. There's also a little mini hole compartment here, because when you have a Wonder Ride book inside of it, the speaker is covered up for the majority of that. So they did they made this a little bit of a way to solve the issue, because these little holes are supposed to are what's covering up the speaker, and there are 3 more holes at the very top of the buckle. So when the sounds are being played out of the Wonder Ride book, they come out through the driver here, so the sound isn't completely muffled. But yeah, going around on the back here, as you can see, your standard belt clips, purple belt buckle here. Not belt buckle, the stopper here. And I don't know how well this is picking up on camera, but the belt piece itself has a really nice speckle pattern with the purple here. Really nice detailing there. And now that we got all that out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about the overall just Henshin when it comes to the Jakun Dragon and the Ankokuken Kurayami, and we can formally transform into Kamen Rider. Okay, so for this section of the video, I'm going to be doing the base cam section here, because while this is a really nice toy and everything, the amount of steps you have to do for the transformation, it's not all going to pick up when you do it on the front way camera. So yeah, when it comes to the Caliber stuff, I'm going to have to do this for it, and the same deal will have to go for the Jiao Dragon Wonder Ride book whenever we get to that video. But yeah, for the sake of argument and the sake of the video, we're just going to do it from the face cam out. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your Wonder Ride book. We already activated all the sounds and such. So what you're going to do is you're going to, before you slot it into the driver, basically, you take your Ankokuken Kurayami. What you're going to do is you're going to line up the readers so that way it scans. And once you got that out of the way, then you slot it in to the track here. And then you just line up the belt pieces here. And then you Henshin. Love that Henshin tune. Caliber has probably some of the best Henshin tunes for a Dark Rider in this series so far. And like all of the other Henshin tunes there, the purple blade just pulsates purple until it turns off. But yeah, let's just go ahead and take a closer look here at the overall just art here. As you can tell, it's reflecting off of the camera, or my phone, if we want to be real here. But yeah, as you can see, a very nice picture of Caliber with the evil dragon arms going outwards there, and a very nice detail just throughout with the overall, just with the head detailing as well as the arms. As for someone who appreciates art and all of its mediums and graphic design and such, this is a very nice overall just design for the Caliber suit design. And this is the only Wonder Ride book that actually has the Caliber suit on there. There hasn't been any other Wonder Ride books yet for Caliber as of this recording, but I have a feeling such a same deal with Kenzan, Slash, and Buster. I feel like they're going to get their own Wonder combos or their own version of a Wonder combo at some point in the show. But basically, though, like the overall just functionality of it is that when you hit the button, it just opens up the Wonder Ride book. It just pushes on the switch that releases the latch for the spring-loaded feature, and therefore that happens. Now, for the sake of argument, you don't really need to use the Caliber driver when, I mean, not the Kurayami Ken for this specific bit. You can just activate all of the henshin sounds through the bottom bit right here to just basically transform into Caliber when you read it. But I mean, just overall though, the ingenuity and the engineering behind it, just having to do that was really clever in of itself, because he's actually just forcing the book open instead of having to do all this other crazy stuff to have the book just open by itself with the blade. So that's a very nice detailing and touch to it. And of course there are more functions with the Ankokuken Kurayami. So let's go ahead and get back to our normal camera production, so that way we can wrap up this review. Now there is one more feature with the Ankokuken Kurayami, and that is when you remove the Wonder Ride book and you keep it over the reader for a few more seconds, you do get this. That in and of itself was a really nice finisher, very chompy, to say the least, with the Dark Dragon teeth, if you couldn't hear that at the beginning. But yeah, when you hold a Wonder Ride book on the reader for a few more seconds, you do get the Hisatsu read, and so on and so forth. And there are more compatibilities with the Wonder Ride books. So, for example, I take Sayu Journey, and I hold it over the reader. It relabels it as Dark Sayu Journey. And of course, this does count for all Wonder Ride books. So if you wanted to do Jack Lamputo Arangina or Jack Peter Francisista, you can do that. It's all just up in the hands of the beholder to do all of that. Although one minor complaint is that when you scan Brave Dragon into the blade, and I'm just going to turn this off, it labels it as Jakku Brave Dragon. Now that's a little bit of a complaint with this specific Wonder Ride book, because it's just Jack Brave Dragon. But I can kind of understand where it's going with that, because this is supposed to be Jack Dragon and that's Brave Dragon. So making it Dark Brave Dragon makes a lot more sense. But it was probably a last minute adjustment. Same thing with the Diago Speedy, because that's actually not a new voice recording. That's actually the original voice recording for the Sacred Sword Driver, just auto-tuned to sound like the Kurayami blade. But yeah, there is one more feature though to the reading, and that includes the Legend Wonder Ride books. Now, when it comes to the Legend Wonder Ride books, there's actually really special, if you guys haven't read other videos about it, but I think this is a really nice engineering idea. Now, when you scan the Legend Rider books into the blade, you get something pretty interesting. it labels it as the villains from that season. Since Decade faced Dai Shocker, it labels him as Dai Shocker. If you scan Geo, it labeled it as another rider. So that's actually really cool. I'm trying to stop again. Now, that's actually really cool in the sense that the riders here, they have their own version of the dark story, and that being the villains that they faced off against. It would have been a little bit cooler if they said violent emotion decayed instead of Dai Shocker, but Dai Shocker technically is the villain for that season, so that makes sense in of itself. But yeah, that's really cool how they put the Legend Rider Wonder Ride books into play. Now, like I mentioned earlier, you can use the belt clip for the Ankokuken Kurayami. All you have to do is just line it up, like so. And then you just hit the trigger. Just all sorts of evil in that regard. Now, in terms of functionality and the overall just approach of the Ankokuken Kurayami, it's definitely one of my favorite Henshin belts in a long time for the Reiwa era. I wasn't too big on the 0-1 stuff, aside from probably the Shot Riser and maybe the Slash Riser, but for Saber, for the other drivers so far, aside from this, the other drivers were okay, to say the least, very mediocre at best. But when it comes to the Caliber stuff and the Slash stuff, they're definitely interesting than their main Toyline counterparts. But overall, I just really do love the approach of the Caliber stuff. The fact that the blade itself has a lot of functionality with the other Wonder Ride books, depending on how you use them, is very great. This in itself could have just been its own little thing. But since it has to rival the actual Sword Driver itself, it makes sense to have the belt buckle as well as the transformation belt there. I do love the tunes that it comes out of it, and I do love the overall just motif and feel of the sword itself. And overall, I just really do love this set. Now, like I said earlier, I did collect the deluxe set that came with Jiao Dragon. But if you guys just want the standard edition, unfortunately, Tokullectibles is fresh out of that set, as well as the deluxe set with Jiao Dragon. But I'll still leave a link in the description below for their for their order window for that set, as well as the Kamen Rider Saber stuff. So in case you guys want to pick up some stuff from them, you can go right ahead and do that. They do have now up for pre-order the King Lion Daisenki and Heroic Dragon Wonder Ride books, as well as the O's and Double Wonder Ride books as well. But yeah, overall though, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys liked it, feel free to leave a like and a comment on what you guys want to see next. And stay subscribed, and next time we will be taking a look at Sayu Journey as well as Tricerberus, because those are the last two Wonder Ride books that I'm going to be reviewing for the rest of the year. And that'll do it. Thank you guys for watching, and this is Gosei 90 signing out.